are you?
Namaskar, I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Welcome to Express News. Crisp news and updates from India and across the world in the next half an hour. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dedicates to the nation a 750 megawatt solar project at Rewa in Madhya Pradesh via video conferencing. While addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi said, as India is moving towards the new peak of development, our hopes and aspirations are increasing. In such a situation, self-reliance of electricity is very important for a self-reliant India. Prime Minister says with this solar plant at Rewa, industries here will not only get electricity, but even metro rail in Delhi will get its benefits. Apart from Rewa, work is underway on solar power plants in Shahjahanpur, Neemach and Chhatarpur. Terming solar energy as sure, pure and secure, Prime Minister says solar energy will be one of the biggest mediums to fulfill energy needs of 21st century. Prime Minister Modi said India is seen as most attractive market for clean energy today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said India is among the top 5 nations in solar energy. PM said that India will become self-reliant in solar energy only when better solar panels, batteries, storage and labour will be built within the country under Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. Now the goal of the country is to eliminate dependence on imports. The Rewa solar project was the first solar project in the country to break the grid parity barrier. Compared to prevailing solar project tariffs of approximately Rs 4.50 per unit in early 2017, the Rewa project achieved historic results as a first-year tariff of Rs 2.97 per unit, with the tariff escalation of Rs 0.05 per unit over 15 years and a levelized rate of Rs 3.30 per unit over the term of 25 years. This project will reduce carbon emission equivalent to approximately 15 lakh tonne of CO2 per year. The Rewa project has been acknowledged in India and abroad for its robust project structuring and innovations. Its payment security mechanism for reducing risk to power developers has been recommended as a model to other states by MNRE. The Rewa project also received World Bank Group President's Award for Innovation and Excellence and was influenced in the book Book of Innovations, New Beginnings, released by Prime Minister. And Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said that this project will set new heights in generation of cost-effective electricity in the country. He also said this solar power project is a game-changer project and will produce electricity at much cheaper cost. Arrested gangster Vikas Dubey killed in an encounter with police. Vikas Dubey was trying to flee after the car carrying him from Ujjain overturned on the outskirts of Kanpur. According to the police, the SUV met with an accident at Bhoti in Kanpur district, overturning on an isolated stretch of road which was slippery after the rains. Police said the gangster snatched a pistol from one of the 4 policemen injured in the accident and was shot when he opened fire while trying to flee. Vikas Dubey was rushed to hospital where he was declared dead. The gangster was the prime accused in the Kanpur ambush in which 8 policemen were martyred. Madhya Pradesh police arrested Vikas Dubey outside Mahakal temple in Ujjain on Thursday morning. He was handed over to an Uttar Pradesh police late in the evening. Vikas Dubey's criminal record began in 1990 with a murder case. Over the years, he accumulated numerous criminal charges for attempted murder, kidnapping, extortion and rioting. Vikas Dubey was also accused of plotting murders while in prison, including the murder of his cousin Anurag. Vikas Dubey was also accused of killing State Minister Santosh Shukla in 2001. He surrendered in 2002 but was acquitted later. Youth wings of various opposition parties in Kerala staged protest march at various district headquarters demanding resignation of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan in connection with the gold smuggling case. In Thiruvananthapuram, Yuva Morcha activists, the youth wing of the BJP, staged protest march to the business establishment of a key accused in the case. A similar march was held at Kottayam and Kozhikode as well. In Kerala gold smuggling case, NIA has taken charge of the investigation. One person named Hari Raj, owner of cargo agency firm, questioned at Customs Office Cochin. Suspect Swapna Suresh is still to surrender before the authorities. Kerala gold smuggling case, which came to light last Sunday, pertains to seizure of 30 kg of gold from a diplomatic consignment. One person has been arrested while two others, including a woman, are absconding. The Principal Secretary to Chief Minister M. Sivasankar was removed from his post and sent on compulsory leave following reports of his links with the accused. SC today issued notice to Centre, Kerala government and 12 other states on the petition against the use of explosives and other cruel means to ward off animals. The petition has also sought issuance of guidelines to all states for animal census in states to understand the need of the wildlife and take appropriate measures to protect them. Government of India has taken vital steps in agriculture sector after forecast of good southwest monsoon during 2020. Ministry of Agriculture has arranged timely distribution of fertilizer in all states and union territories as per requirement so that progress of sowing of kharif crops may be advanced during the pandemic situation of COVID-19. The flood situation in Assam has improved further. However, 12 districts are still affected by flood waters, with Brahmaputra and some of its tributaries flowing above the danger level. In Assam, over 1,82,000 people still remain affected due to floods. Around 400 villages and localities are affected by the flood waters. Over 1,000 affected people are taking shelter at 16 relief camps and 18 relief centres. With no fresh death cases reported in the last 24 hours, the total death toll this flood season stands at 40 in Assam. According to IMD, rainfall at most places of Assam with heavy to very heavy rainfall at few places and extremely heavy rainfall at isolated places is very likely to occur in the next few days. Moderate thunderstorm and lightning is forecasted in various districts including Biswanath, Dhubri, Golpara, South Salmara, Manakchar and Boigaigaon. Due to rains during the last 24 hours in the lowland areas of Nepal, the water levels in rivers of Bihar are rising again. In Bihar, almost all the embankments are safe except an embankment in Muzaffarpur which has leaked reportedly. The water level of Bagmati River in Muzaffarpur is increasing while the river in Sitamarhi has crossed the danger mark. 4 Naxals were killed in an encounter with the security forces in Baga area of Bihar's West Champaran district. The operation was conducted by a joint team of Sahasra Seema Bal and Special Task Force. Arms and ammunition have been recovered from the spot, which includes 3 self-loading rifles. Pakistan Army resorted to unprovoked ceasefire violation on the line of control in Nowshera sector, District Rajouri, Jammu and Kashmir. Indian troops responded strongly in the incident. Havaldar Sambor Gurung was critically injured and later succumbed to his injuries. India and China hold meeting of working mechanism for consultation and coordination on border affairs. Joint Secretary East represented India in this meet. During the last meeting, India had conveyed to China its concerns on developments in the eastern Ladakh and violent face-off in Galwan Valley. Special representatives of India and China on the boundary issue had telephonic conversation over phone on 5th July, where India was represented by NSA Ajit Doval and Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi. During the conversation, NSA conveyed categorically India's position on the recent developments along the line of actual control, including in Galwan Valley area. NSA had emphasized that the Indian troops had always taken a very responsible approach towards border management, and Indian forces were deeply committed to ensuring India's sovereignty and security. Recovery rate of COVID-19 continues to improve steadily in India. Currently, the recovery rate from COVID-19 in the country stands at 62.42%. In India, there are 2,76,682 active cases, 4,95,515 patients have been cured and discharged. COVID-19 has claimed 21,604 lives so far. Uttar Pradesh government will impose a weekend lockdown in the state from 10 p.m. tonight till 5 a.m. on Monday to check the spread of COVID-19 and other communicable diseases. Uttar Pradesh government has permitted movements only for providing medical and essential services in the state. This decision has been taken after reviewing the present situation of COVID-19 pandemic and for putting an effective check on it. All offices and markets will remain closed during this period. In Bihar as well, 10 districts will again undergo lockdown from today. Patna, Kaimur and Purnia districts will be under lockdown till 16th July, while Khagaria will be under lockdown till July 14th. In Bihar's Bhagalpur and Kaimur, only urban areas will be under lockdown, although train and air services will not be restricted. West and East Champaran is also under partial lockdown since yesterday. District Administration of Patna, Ravi Kumar, has urged people to wear masks and maintain social distancing. He said that all economic activities except essential activities will remain closed till July 16th. In Assam, with a spike in number of COVID-19 positive cases, lockdown in two upper Assam districts of Golaghat and Jorhat began last night. In Golaghat district, lockdown has been imposed for 8 days till 17 July, whereas a 7-day lockdown has been imposed in Jorhat district till 15th of July. The total number of COVID-19 cases in the state have reached 14,032, out of which 4,855 are active cases. 9,147 people have recovered so far. With 5 more death cases reported on Thursday, the death toll has increased to 27. The strict 7-day lockdown was clamped in all containment zones across West Bengal from Thursday evening, as the state witnessed the highest single-day spike in COVID-19 cases and fatalities. Containment zones which went into lockdown from 5 p.m. on Thursday are spread across 20 of the state's 23 districts. The state government has listed 25 containment zones in Kolkata, 93 in North 24 Parganas, 54 in South 24 Parganas and 56 in Howrah, the top 4 hotspot districts. In West Bengal, the containment zones and buffer zones around them have been clubbed together to constitute a broad-based containment zone, where total shutdown has been imposed. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held a telephonic conversation with the Defence Minister of South Korea, Jeong Kyung-do. The two ministers had discussions on issues pertaining to COVID-19 pandemic situation. Rajnath Singh informed Jeong Kyung-do on India's contribution to international efforts against COVID-19 and discussed areas of mutual cooperation in the global fight against the pandemic. The ministers agreed to work together to deal with the complex challenges posed by the pandemic. Amid the new features being constantly added to Arogya Setu app, the app has now registered more than 14 crore downloads. With a new milestone, Arogya Setu is now listed among the most downloaded applications in the world in shorter span of time. Recently added new feature of the app enables users to check their health status with the help of Bluetooth connection. Arogya Setu now provides user data, date, time and location where they met a COVID-positive person and for what duration. Public sector enterprise Steel Authority of India Limited has shown impressive performance in the month of June under Atmanirbhar Bharat project. SAIL has achieved the highest ever June month sales during June 20th. The domestic and export sales stood at 12.77 lakh tons, which is a jump of more than 18% over the corresponding period last year. The coronavirus has claimed over 5.54 lakh lives worldwide, while over 1.22 crore people have contracted the infection so far. With more than 31.18 lakh cases and over 1.33 lakh deaths, United States continues to be the worst hit with the world's highest number of COVID-19 infections and fatalities. Brazil comes in second place with over 17.55 lakh infections and 69,184 casualties. As the world is emerging from COVID-19 induced lockdowns, theatres and non-essential services in England will reopen this week, while indoor gyms and swimming pools will be able to reopen from July 25th. England's Culture Minister Oliver Dowden said gym operators would have to use time booking systems to limit numbers, operate reduced class sizes, space out equipment and step up cleaning regimes. Disneyland in Paris will gradually reopen from July 15th with limited capacity. Social distancing, online booking of tickets and wearing masks will be compulsory in order to prevent the spread of the virus. Bolivia's President Jeanine Áñez has tested positive for COVID-19 in a tweet. Áñez said she is well and will continue to work in isolation. Áñez assumed presidency in November last year after former President Evo Morales faced setback from people for alleged fraud in elections. The Bolivian government confirmed that at least 7 ministers, including the health minister, had tested positive and were either undergoing treatment or recuperating at home. Bolivia has registered more than 42,980 confirmed cases of the disease and 1,577 deaths reported from COVID-19. Thousands of Serbians thronged streets in peaceful protest against re-imposition of coronavirus curbs and to raise voice against the government. Earlier, the government had to drop the plan for further extension of COVID-19 lockdown 2 days after protest against harsh restrictions. The Serbian government has decided instead of a more limited ban on outdoor and indoor public gatherings of more than 10 people, it also limited the working hours at indoor restaurants and cafes till 9 p.m. Serbia has so far reported 17,340 confirmed cases of COVID-19, with more than 350 deaths reported from COVID-19. And Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced a new welfare package for Israelis who lost their livelihood due to COVID-19 crisis, providing economic safety net for the coming year. The Israel government had to again close businesses this week, keeping in view the rising curve of number of cases of COVID-19 in the country. Israel so far has registered more than 34,820 cases of the infection, while the death toll has also exceeded 340. The United States on Thursday imposed sanctions on 3 senior officials of Chinese Communist Party for alleged human rights abuses targeting ethnic and religious minorities. Washington blacklisted Xinjiang region's Communist Party Secretary Cheng Quang-guo, a member of the China's powerful Politburo, and 3 other officials. The highly anticipated action followed months of Washington's hostility towards Beijing over China's handling of the novel coronavirus outbreak and its tightening grip on Hong Kong. The sanctions were imposed under the Global Magnitsky Act. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Washington is also barring Shenzhou Wang and their immediate families, as well as other unnamed Chinese Communist Party officials, from traveling to the United States. The UN estimates that more than 1 million Muslims have been detained in camps in Xinjiang region in China. The Asian Cricket Council on Thursday postponed the Asia Cup tournament scheduled for September this year until June 2021, owing to an upsurge in COVID-19 cases in the region. The Asia Cricket Council tweeted about the cancellation of the tournament. The development further clears the way for Indian Premier League, which is a franchise-based event organisers are trying to hold from September to November, with the T20 World Cup also set to be deferred. Asian Cricket Council's Executive Board met on multiple occasions to evaluate the impact of the pandemic on Asia Cup tournament and in the end decided to postpone the tournament. Pakistan was to originally host the Asia Cup this time, but due to security reasons, the tournament was supposed to be held in Sri Lanka after the country's board expressed its willingness to organise the same. With the Asia Cup pushed back by a year, the ICC too is now expected to announce the postponement of the T20 World Cup, scheduled to be held in October-November. West Indies captain Jason Holder returned to test best figures of 6 wickets for 42 runs as England slumped to 204 runs all out on the second day of the series. When bad light forced an early close, West Indies had lost just 1 wicket for 57 runs. John Campbell was the only Windies batsman to fall for 28 runs. The BCCI is set to part ways with its Chief Executive Officer Rahul Johri, whose long pending resignation was accepted on Thursday. The resignation dated December 27th has been accepted and the reasons for the sudden decision could not be ascertained. Johari, who joined the BCCI in 2016, had earlier put in his papers after Supreme Court appointed committee of administrators had made way for Saurav Ganguly-led setup to run the world's richest cricket board. He was then asked to continue till the end of his contract, which is due to expire in the year 2021. Hockey India Executive Board held an emergent executive board meeting today, naming Manipur Ganendra Nigombam as the officiating president of Hockey India. Emergent Executive Board meeting was held following the resignation letter of Mohammad Mushtaq Ahmed received by Hockey India on 7 July 2020 due to his personal and family commitments. And with that, we conclude this edition of Express News. News and updates continue after a short break. Namaskar.